Hey guys, this is Map Wizard. Welcome to another tutorial. This is the number 3 of the series for the bunker. When we left last time, is we had completed that um, pit, or we should say the stairs for the bunker to the top. As you see, there's rocks inside. It's I think it's acceptable integration. As player not going to pay attention, but since there's a transition, player expects something different. And what happened is that at this point, what's needed to be done was to integrate this cylinder, which leads to the bunker down below, and create some sort of wrapping around it, and start the floor for the lobby. Now I've worked on it quite a lot, as you see. I advanced. The reason I did that up front is to explain you bits of pieces how I did stuff, the integration for the vines, the rocks, and we're gonna start one by one. So now for the entrance. So what I did basically is I've went to the galleries, and if you have nothing selected in the list and you have indestructibles, you're gonna realize that there is materials you can use, and these ones cannot be destructed, which is what I used. The reason is that I don't want people to start breaking the mountains and try to go down below. So I've used something which is indestructible, which is black, and it was giving me a contrast versus the green. So I took the green for the grass, and I took the other one, which is the dirt. And this assure me to be able to construct like a floor for the lobby, which is going to be matching first with the element, but which is not going to be breakable. So what happened is you grab the concrete, and what I do usually is I put it on I put it on a grid 4. Try to place it over the just on top of the door, and then I change back my grid snap. The way it works is that building as a prop and the grid is the alignment of the piece within a grid. So you have like an invisible grid, and uh, if you say 4, it's going to be moving on 4 box. If you say 32, it's going to be 32. If you remove grid, you have no limitation, so you're not sticking to a grid. So you can basically just uh, rotate a little bit, and it's going to rotate with you. So you have no restraint basically. It can be useful, and that's what we use basically. So what we did is we took rock, and we basically placed them for, and then really placed them, and then changed the settings to be on prop, and remove the grid and started to position it. So I positioned that, and then what you do is you once you have a piece, you can from the side. I'll show you. Um, I'll make a copy. If you have a piece and you go look on the left side, you're gonna see at the resize. So you can simply resize it, and that's the advantage of using prop. A material which is set as prop allow you to edit it the way you want. So you can play on the height, you can play with all the aspects, only width. Sorry, and the depth. And it's true as well for the rotation. So you can pitch it, roll it, and yeah. So basically, that's the way I positioned all the rocks in order to create some sort of cavern entrance. And if you look at here, and I drop it, you see I had to do a little bit of adjustment. So the one that you see, which is the same level of the white portion, is on grid 4 basically, and it's square, and it's what allowed me to create the lobby outside to as a plane. And then after, what I did is I rotated a copy of that one but as a prop. And when I set the ground first, it's not as a prop. It's non-prop grid four, and I try to run with that for the whole floor, like this one, starting this. So it's giving me like a decent flooring for that. Anyway, so what I did here is I had to do an adjustment as a prop in order to hide that portion that was not fitting correctly, and now it fits perfectly, basically. For the outside, I did the same thing. Basically, what I did with the rocks, I did with the vines. So I took the vines and after positioning the mountains rocks, look, doing the mountain like that is not easy. You just rotate the rocks. Try not to deform them too much, but try to rotate and variate on the size, and you can overlap them so it creates some sort of rocks, volcanic rocks layout, and just doing some variation creates some sort of mountain, and it's not very important. It's if you play with the like the rock the sharp mountains and you try to create like a real mountain, it's a bit different because it needs to match. But these are can be like volcanic rock can be like pretty much about anything, and then you complement it. That's why I have Vine. Vine is spicing up a little bit the look, and it was what I wanted because I wanted to hide the entrance, which is fairly slick, I think. And what we do is we basically position them in the same angle as the rock, and we try to progress a little bit. And it's always good to take reference, like I said, from real vegetation. So if you go on Google, find image of vines, it's gonna give a little bit of knowledge of what to expect and how to position it. Basically, after that, I started to put some bushes, trees. There's a other hidden entrance. I'm not gonna spoil, but it can be discovered in here. There's this mud here. Basically, you go in the terrain. I believe it's the terrain. If you go in the terrain here, you can find. No, it's not this one. It's this one. If you go here, you can find these ones, and you size the first one, and then you copy it to do a perfect round, and then basically it gives you kind of like a little mountains or like a dirt pile basically, and you can place it so you sink it a little bit in the ground in different height. You can if you play with the height as well, you can have different steep. You can even do integration with other materials sometimes. And for the grass basically was modified because if we compare the indestructible, sorry, in the indestructible, and we pick up the grass, uh, and I pick up one which is there, you're gonna see that it's way taller. So I took this one and I edited it that way in height, and the reason for that for do it that is that it's giving me the impression of being in a field, and in order to do some variation, because if you have always the same height, it's not as good. So you have to implement a little bit more. If you look in nature, there's always area where there's more grass. So that's what I did here. So I added like more grass, and I took a same piece, but I put it as a prop, and then edited taller, and then I sinked it in the ground and let it go through only for and if you play if you place multiple of them with different height and you try to follow like a natural growth pattern, it's gonna look nice and give you like some insight. You see here, you can see there's taller grass versus lower. You can actually hide. Um, and that's pretty much what it is. Now, over there, we have a hole. It's like, whoa, what's that? Well, basically, what we need to do is I'm going to show you because we're going to complete this together, okay? Guys, I wanted to say as well. It's very important. Put your question down below so that I can answer them. I think it's very important if you want to learn and you have question. I like to interact with you and give you the answers that you need in order to progress. Because my objective with this series is to teach you how to build map, and it's impossible unless I'm a very good communicator, which I don't think I'm totally. I believe that you need to ask questions and interact. And you should follow and create a map at the same time as you're listening to this video so that you can have a grasp in theory and in practice. So then the question will raise, and that's where I can be, I think, a much help because I'm going to answer those questions. If I don't have the answer, I'm going to find the answer and come back to you. This is very important. I want to be involved with my subscribers. So subscribe and leave comments, and I'll be very happy to help you out. What we're gonna try now is we're selecting a bunch of pieces of the mountain in one shot in order to complete that missing area. The reason I do that is to show you that it's possible to basically just copy whatever you did, and it's the way to do it actually, because you don't want to spend like millions of hours to try to place a mountain rock by rock. It's nonsense. So you create a little piece, a portion of the mountain, and once you're satisfied, you try to copy it and change a little bit things. Like right now, I would modify a little bit, maybe the rotation. Try to see if it fits better this side. And you're gonna see. Look at the screen. You should see the white. Okay. And actually, I think I'm gonna stick that way. You see white. When I see white on the two sides, I know I'm touching the two mountains. You see, I'm touching on both sides now. If I manage to put it low enough to catch the grass as well, I just completed the mountain basically. And you see, it gives like a small area here, which is not bad. It gives an extra something. And honestly, you see now I have a hole. So here I have a possibility. Either I complete by selecting a grass part. Anyway, this is what it is for today's video. Is basically you know how to do mountains, you know about grass. We advance in our lobby, and by the way, there is right here there is. We have a barrier so people cannot go over, so you don't have to worry about the people going on top and try to escape or try to fall in holes or in between rocks. They're not supposed to be able to go through, and this device can be put in order to do that. And to complete here, you can either put grass to complete the sequence, or put rocks and block the hole basically, and follow the lines. It's pretty easy. It can be rotating like this. You see, we're almost done here. I think we're almost done. And once you've done that, you just go around and try to validate that you didn't forget any holes. And once that's done, it's over. You don't worry about it. You're completed. Try one and give me news.